Hello, I'm Michael Escobar, Senior Editor for Hospitality Technology Magazine, and today I'm honored to have with me Don Nichols, Director of Property Systems for Hyatt. Hyatt was one of our 2020 Hotel Visionary Award winners, and today we're going to talk with Don a little bit about his company's winning initiative. Welcome, Don. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
So, Don, for those unfamiliar with it, can you tell us a little bit about your winning IT initiative?
Absolutely. So at a very high level, our business objective was just to host the Opera property management system. And in doing so, apply the learnings that we'd received from watching others host it. And in the process, we ended up building something pretty special.
So can you tell me a little bit about what makes it unique?
Yeah, absolutely. So there were really three main components, and each one builds on the others. So first of all, we wanted fully redundant infrastructure at every level. So the disk and the database nodes and the application. And so to do something like that at the hotel, it's prohibitively expensive. It'd be wildly expensive, right? And so you can do that in the data center. It scales quite nicely. And in doing that, we realized that it is very difficult to get application servers in Opera to do load balancing the way you would expect them to. And really the reason for that is that initially that was never a requirement for Opera. It was built to run on a single server at the hotel. It was not, there was never a requirement for it to be able to run in the data center. And so we needed to come up with a unique and novel solution to the load balancing problem. And in doing that, we ended up getting all kinds of benefits that maybe you take for granted, you don't even think about up front. Things like our planned and unplanned outages are vastly improved, both in terms of quantity and in duration. And then little things like, you know, because we can move traffic around between application servers, I can take stuff out of commission and do maintenance on them. I can do rolling reboots, things that IT managers, it's a little thing, right? Just to reboot your Windows server on a monthly basis. It seems like it wouldn't be a big deal, but the only good time to do it is when the IT manager should be sleeping. And so now it just happens in the background and nobody even notices. And then the third component that really made a huge difference for us was we decided we wanted to automate everything about building the application server. So we now have taken all of the best practices, all of that knowledge, both tribal knowledge and experience of our most senior engineers, and captured it, memorialized it all in source code. And so where it would take somebody with maybe 10 years of experience installing Opera, it might take them roughly 4 hours to install an application server. I've had somebody with only 1 week of training do it in 45 minutes.
Oh, wow. That's
right?
amazing.
And then the other benefit is that the person with the 10 years of experience that did it manually will end up with something that looks pretty similar to the rest. And the one that got done with automation looks exactly the same. And so when you're doing support, you know exactly what you're dealing with because they're all cookie cutter.
Absolutely. I can understand how that would be a really huge benefit. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And can you tell us a little bit about why you decided to enter the Hotel Visionary Awards at Hospitality Tech Magazine and what winning the award means to you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. So we entered because we felt like we had done something special, something unique, and it's one of these things that not everybody get. So when you talk to other people, if they're not doing this, they don't get why this is meaningful, right? But if you're out solving these kinds of problems, or you're, you know, these are interesting problems to solve because they have huge benefits if you can figure it out. And we certainly seen that. And so we were very happy to be recognized. And you know, this is, you know, it's no surprise to anybody. It's a tough time to be in the hospitality business right now, right? And so the team really appreciated the recognition. You know, the old joke is that you can have a pretty successful career in IT and go anonymous your whole career. You bring one production system down and everybody knows your name, right?
Yeah.
Right. And so this is a great opportunity to recognize a great job by, you know, an exceptional group of people.
Well, Thank you so much for submitting this so that we had the opportunity to be able to recognize you. This was no small feat, and we're so happy that you told us about it so that we can tell others about it and share it here. And then I did just want to ask one last question. Could you give us a small preview into what's coming in 2021 for Hyatt when it comes to a new IT initiative?
Absolutely. So my group in particular is focused because we do, our focus is Opera hosting. For us, we are upgrading our database engines to 12c from a previous version, and we are upgrading the application from version 5.5 to 5.6, which sounds like it's just a point release, but there's like 2,400 changes in the application between those two versions, and the installation is significant, and it means reworking a lot of our automation, and so we are actively working on that.
Wow, that doesn't sound like a small job at all. That sounds like that's a pretty big undertaking.
That's a big one.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you so much, Don, for being here with us today. I really appreciate it. And to those of you watching this interview, I just wanted to let you know this was just a little taste of what Hyatt has done. We'd really love for you to visit our website, hospitalitytech.com, search for 2020 Hotel Visionary Award winners, and then you'll be able to see the full in-depth profile that we wrote about Hyatt. And I promise you won't be disappointed. It's a super interesting read. And thank you again for attending the show, and we'll talk soon.